All right, so this is going to be a bit of a different update video. I have 424 collection book rewards to unlock here, and I want to open them all with you. Then there's a whole list of things to talk about with this update that Tomatech has put up there. I'm going to leave that on screen while I open some of these. And Epic did release a new blog post about this update, referencing the last week progression update. This is basically today's update, but a week ago. So I already did talk about this in my daily video. So if you guys haven't covered this was like half update video, half daily video. You guys know I like to combine these sometimes. There's a lot going on, but this was a week early, so I figured I'd just squeeze it in there. And we're going to talk about all of that today. But one of the things they changed is that your collection book now rewards you superchargers and hero vouchers. I'm reading from the list that you guys can see up there. And your commander level now gives you 100 legendary flux every 20 levels. That's that number up here. What a lot of people may or may not know is that 310 is the natural cap, but you do keep leveling up past that. That's why you continue to get rewards at the end of missions from your XP going up. So that's a lot of extra flux. And with this collection book update, they've gone ahead, and my screen just went black. We're back now. Just gave you every single collection book reward again, which means a second copy of Buckshot Raptor. This is an extremely powerful shotgun hero that is typically only awarded once. I cannot comment on every single reward in here. I'm just going to let you guys watch as I go. You only get them once. 200. I was going to say I'm not going to do it, but are you kidding me? That's so much flux. That's so much perk up. Whew. For those of us, okay, I'm like collection book level 800 something. For those of us who've been at it for a while, this is crazy work. This is so much. But Buckshot Raptor is really, really good, and you typically only get him once at level 100. The only way to get another Buckshot Raptor is if you got really lucky from birthday llamas. So yeah, I am really, really excited about that because some of you are collection book grinders. Believe it or not, I am not one of them. This is just crazy. Someone in Discord, they posted a video of like 500 rewards. Who was that? I want to give you credit. Yeah, that was Derpy in Discord had 518. So some people like to go all the way to level 1000 in the collection book. And if you want to get to the absolute maximum, you need to slot every single hero and weapon, which includes putting Buckshot Raptor in there, which means you're losing out on one of the best heroes in the game. Multiple mythics. I mean, I've been leveling on my collection book for so long. I hit the first several hundred levels well before I probably really knew what I was doing in this game. So some of these rewards are genuinely astonishing. This is crazy. This is so much. Oh my God. So yeah, what Epic decided to do, as I might have already stated clearly, is that they decided to give you everything your collection book would have given you with the new system, you know, superchargers and hero vouchers included, again, which is ghoulish overkill. This is amazing. This is so much, and this is all because of the new progression update that we're going to dig into next. But yeah, if you haven't, you know, loaded up your game, I would highly recommend doing so because I think this is only for people who already own Save the World. Brand new players are just going to get to enjoy a new collection book with great booster rewards. For those of us who've been playing a while and yelling about compensation and such, this will probably help your mood a little bit. There are so many things here. If you click super fast, you're still not going to get to the end of it in a reasonable amount of time. What is going to be the recycle menu at the end of this? Oh my God, that's so much. All right. Let's go through some major changes. First off, these are highlighted in black now, so they have a border now. There are a lot of things to cover, but quickly speaking, I think I want to cover... He said there's a new recycling amount, so when you recycle stuff, you get a different amount of training manuals. It doesn't seem like that's exactly true. It says 225. It should be more than before, but that's exactly what we had. So I don't know if that's going to be new ones or not, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I want to cover the update from the very beginning. This might be a bug report, but Lars is telling me how research works, and he's telling me to... Oh, what is happening here? Oh, let's get rid of our little image up here. Okay, this is live tutorial. I can research weapons and traps that you collect to convert into schematics. And then, yeah, and then to earn research, you need to get your score up. We know about that. And then when you receive the minimum, any weapon or trap you picked up will be put into your research pool. Oh, hi, Lars. So they brought research back, but they completely changed what it meant. So instead of a point system that's just making your fort stats go up, this is the new landing page for when you get stuff from missions. Okay, so I need to basically hop into a game and go and get a weapon or a trap. Then I'm going to come out and show you guys the new research token. So to test out this new feature, I've gone into an encampments mission, and that copper stinger, I'm in Stonewood just to go quick, should be researchable at the end of this mission. So I just put on a basic Teddy build. I'm going to grind through this encampments, see what I got at the end of this, and check in with you guys at the end. Another thing I can show off is supposedly they simplified the end screen so that there's a lot less spamming. You just hit continue, 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 and okay, I got my rewards. Somebody joined in, so hi. But other than that, you're still waiting to close out of the mission, which is something that I hope they resolve in a future update, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so I assume this is a new part of the system where collect all is a button we had before, but now it's more centered, which is kind of cool. And then I can see everything that I got from the mission. And now if I finally go back to the research tab, I did only get the one schematic. So this is totally going to be just for demonstration purposes. However, as they mentioned in their post, the one that I covered a week ago, when you have a research token, you can only use it, you can only have one at a time, and you can only use it on your last mission. So if you don't go ahead and pick up that green stinger you may or may not have wanted, you'll lose it. So now I've researched the stinger, which is just wonderful. If there's anything I've ever wanted in this game, oh my gosh, this recycling page. I think even auto recycle is going to need a, yeah, you'll get a stinger. And it seems like it is actually leveled up. That's another part of the progression update. I don't mean to jump around on you guys, but since it's right here in front of our face, you see I actually got a level 8 one. It's level 4, power level 8. That is a part of the new feature where depending on what mission you're in, when you get a new schematic, new hero, new weapon, it'll actually be scaled up to a higher level. So if you get something from in the 90 zones in Twine, you might pick up a weapon that's power level 97 just ready to go, which is actually really cool. I actually like that a lot. I'm going to go ahead and mark all these so you guys can enjoy the recycling with me, as a lot of these weapons are base game. Compression burst is a little more rare. Maybe I'll hang on to a copy of that, but I think just going through and recycling all these will be very, very enjoyable. So I'm going to get these queued up. All right, thanks to this collection book update, I've now got 30,000 schematic manuals that I'm going to enjoy, which is great. And they're now called schematic manuals. So are the training manuals now combined? Yeah, so we got training manuals, schematic manuals, and then trap designs are just gone. They've been converted into schematic manuals. And supposedly, there we go, we have people XP now. So hero XP and survivor XP has now been combined into the exact same thing. And yeah, I already had like 15,000 flux, and it seems like they've gone ahead and just dropped, or 16,000, they've gone ahead and just dropped another 4,000 legendary flux, which is so good. You guys know how much I stress the importance of legendary flux in this game. It is so good at getting some of the best heroes and weapons from the collection book. They're very, very useful. I have in the past said flux, 100 flux, is about as valuable as a hero or weapon voucher. Even if they don't do the same thing, they're as valuable to making you stronger in game. So that is a really big deal to get a lot more of that. And what I'm supposing this is my home base level being retroactively applied, so I get a whole bunch of flux dumped into my inventory. And just to elaborate further on what exactly that means in case there's anybody not keeping up, this down here, every single mission you run, you should get this set of rewards or whatever it's telling you you're going to get. And that's where you get that. So if I was going to run more missions and level that up, I'll be getting flux every 20 levels. The in-game stops counting at 310, but if you go to like Fortnite DB, you can see what you're actually at. Some people farm this number and they get up to like 20,000 or whatever. So those people are going to have a lot of flux. Then if I run another mission and find another schematic for a trap or a weapon, I'll get something else to research, which on a mission by mission basis, even if you're in my case getting stuck with a green stinger, it will automatically claim whatever your highest rated item was, whether it be a trap or a weapon, which nowadays doesn't matter since trap designs are something that were less favorable in my opinion before. It's going to be schematic manuals regardless, which is frankly awesome. I am totally on board with that, and it'll just do that automatically. So every single mission you are going to get schematic or potentially training manuals. I'm not 100% sure on that. It seems like you can only do this with weapons and traps. It's a new feature. I'm not 100% sure there, but at least every single mission you should be getting schematic manuals automatically, which is great because we need a ton of these things, and 96,000 should cut it. If you have not gone ahead into your collection book and leveled it up, you should probably do that since the rewards just got improved. You can get superchargers now, and you probably, if you've been playing for a while, just got a significant amount of resources dumped on your lap. So I'm going to finish reading the notes that Tomatech summarized here, and then we're going to move on to Epic's official post. So Defenders got some big damage buffs. That should be coming in a future update. We're not really sure. I would love that because Defenders are usually pretty not great, although a lot of you have been pushing back on me with that. So maybe a buff is just going to make them universally appealing. Sniper Defenders do a pretty good job. So I don't think they need too much of a buff, but we'll see what they do with that. Recycling stuff supposedly gives you more training manuals. As we've discussed here, I don't see that being the case. This is about what I would... Okay, 3,000 from a 144 is way more. So maybe the confusion was that I was looking at a base weapon where if you just recycle level 12, it's still going to be the same 225. But I think leveling stuff up might be more expensive, which makes sense. So this is interesting. The schematic manuals at 1275 is about normal. About 1,200 is, I think, what you got before. But maybe supercharging costs a lot more manuals, which is interesting because they've made manuals easier to get. But you can also find stuff already leveled up. So my example of recycling a stinger might give you peanuts in terms of manuals, but if you go into a mission and you come out with like a level 100 plus item, recycling that for like a free 1,000 schematic manuals, pretty good deal. Pretty good deal, in fact. So this doesn't look exorbitantly different. Maybe the 144s are, but that's just definitely something worth noting and something you guys should definitely play around with, given your heroes, survivors, and defenders should all be giving more. Although I'm looking at weapons, and they're saying that's not confirmed. So let's just do some live testing. I'm liking this off-the-cuff recording I'm doing today because this is a fun way to do it. So if we recycle Cyberclops, which everybody should do, 6,000 training manuals for a 144 is so much more than normal. Yeah, 1275 is about right. I know my creator code is almost covering it, but it seems like either supercharging costs significantly more now, or they're just giving a lot back. So if I promote, it's taking 775. Okay, I don't want to actually supercharge her. Let me find a hero that I want to supercharge. All right, Eternal Wanderer, you're in like every build. Let me switch my screen to like a... I'm not streaming, but this screen over here. So it's a 1,000 manuals, and then it's 1,100. I don't usually look when I supercharge stuff, but that does seem like it's a lot higher. So yeah, okay. I mean, it is understandable that superchargers are now easier to get, more expensive to use, but the manuals are going to be more plentiful than ever before. It's an interesting rebalance that I'm kind of on board with. Let's continue down the list. So players in the BR lobby prevent the leader from readying the Save the World lobby, which for the time being has destroyed your ability to cheese through ventures, which is plus and minus. I don't talk about this ever. I understand why people would want to skip ventures. I'm not a fan of the current mode in its current state myself, but I can see Epic's perspective in wanting to legitimize people's progress. So, kind of a touchy subject there, but that's just what's going on. Weapons have a sizable durability nerf. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I checked some of my already crafted weapons and it looked the same, so it doesn't seem like this is going to apply to weapons you already have, but if I check on a weapon that has a known durability like the Scourge, 300's pretty much accurate. So I don't know if they changed the actual number of the durability, or if they changed how much the weapon uses when it shoots, or if it's just weapons in-game are going to be different. This is something I'm going to have to feel out. I definitely trust Tomatech here. He would know, but something to keep an eye on. So defenders and survivors take slightly more resources to level up and evolve. I think we kind of just saw that. In fact, I did not note the evolution materials. Again, I'm doing live testing with you guys. I hope you enjoy this off-the-cuff excited beast. But if I go ahead and recycle Dimmock Mari, that's normal, that's normal, that's normal, that's normal. So all of these are completely the same. I don't know if these are changes that he's seeing in a future update or if that's what should be happening, but it's interesting. At least supercharging looked like it was more expensive than usual, but maybe I'm just totally talking on my ass because typically I don't recycle supercharged items. 6,000 might actually just be what that gives you. I don't know. Usually when you supercharge something, you're committed, though you do get your superchargers back if you're ever concerned about using those wisely. Epic previously told us about stuff that was going to be enabled. That all happened. Looks like this is pretty cool. Research tokens, we already demonstrated that. Turning schematics and stuff into, turning items that you find in game into permanent schematics, and then stuff being pre-upgraded, which is really, really cool. And I think that's what was mentioned previously. And then some bug fixes where purchasing multiple armory slots has been fixed for a very, very long time. I like just staying at 3,000, so I haven't experienced this permanent personally, but the exchange, as it is now called, used to not allow you to actually click this button. You had to buy every single one at a time, which is wild. Why you can't hit 10 more? I mean, you can buy up to 100 of this. It's kind of tedious to click that 100 times, but now you can buy multiple armory slots, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Interacting with a reloadable weapon is equipped and fixed, and then, yeah, so the V-Bucks tab is currently disabled while they work on some issue. So, yeah. I did not mention this earlier, but if you buy the Battle Pass, by the way, with my code right now, it's tripled. So if you want to support me a ton, feel free to use code Mista at your checkout. I would Greatly appreciated. All right, let's move on to the official reports. Spoiler alert, if you skipped ahead in this video, I probably just talked about 90% of this already, but we're going to give the official breakdown because some of what Tomatech said doesn't line up with what I'm seeing in game yet, but that could just be something I'm not understanding. So in case you missed it, the recently posted update that we have already talked about updates progression and save the world. From schematic research tokens to simplified XP and difficulty-based reward tuning, which basically means stuff will come leveled up if you're in a higher mission. It'll bring several improvements to how you grow. The full details are here. Give us a try. I'm gonna review this, even though I already covered this. I'm gonna go quickly. We're gonna do the bullet points first. Loot drops will be spread more evenly across all zones, making each feel more meaningful. I still don't know exactly what that means. Maybe they're talking about how finding higher rarity stuff in higher zones will make more sense. That one's still a little confusing to me. He did clarify some of this down below, but yeah, like loot drops from objects like chests, gifts, and wildlife will be spread more evenly. I guess that means higher stuff in higher zones. I don't know. Heroes, survivors, defenders, schematics earned will be granted as an appropriate level tier. That's kind of what we're already aware of. Mission alerts will be based on the mission's difficulty, which is kind of great. Higher missions will give you more, right? For quests, this only applies if the quest requires you to complete a mission at or above a certain resource. And then, yeah, People XP combines them. Weapon designs are going to combine into schematic manuals, those and traps. XP will be slightly higher in Stonewood and Plankerton for people in schematic XP because, you know, giving new players a nice jump on the game makes sense. And then if you found a cool thing, you can go and get it from a mission. We know that from the schematic research token. Like I said, I already covered 90% of this. And then if you don't use your one that you can hold, it'll auto grab the highest rarity and power rating one that you've got. So yeah, they're still working on this. Founders, you're good. Nothing's changed. They're still working on this and they're happy to have some feedback. So I'll try to link this down below if you guys want to give them some of that. Then the progression update is here. So when reviewing the details of any item, you may notice a new originally awarded at indicator. This shows the level, tier, and rarity that you were at when you found it. So I guess I already recycled my one example, but when you pick up items in game, it'll now tell you where it started compared to where you've leveled it up. Because of course, if you're going to level up something good, everything's just going to be 130 or 144 in the end anyway. So less button mashing on the end screen. It did look like they condensed it all to one click. So instead of clicking yes to every single chest tier, now it's just one click and you're waiting. It's still a 25 to 30 second wait. That kills me when I'm having fun with the game. Some people leave the mission early to skip that. It's been kind of proven that in the current state of the game, you don't need to wait that 20 seconds. I really hope they fix that on the back end because that 30-second downtime in between missions is terrible. And I'm saying 30 seconds because on PC we get like that end screen animation. It's about 30 plus seconds between the mission ending to you actually loading out of the mission, and you're still waiting to get back into the next one. If you're rushing, it's like 45 seconds to a minute to actually queue the next game, which is brutal, and half of that seems unnecessary. So anyway, the llama shop got rebranded. It is now called the exchange to better reflect its exchange function, which is fair enough. This used to just be called item or items. This is a better name, I think. Now the actual items tab is over here, which figures, and it seems like they're going to call it the gold shop. Yeah, the gold store. I guess it's not currently called that, but it will be. I like it. It's very on the nose. It is a store where you spend your gold. It remains unchanged for now, but it'll unlock after Storm Shield 5. So there you go. Then some basic bug fixes. Less jittering from everything. Interactive reload will no longer fail when it's not fully loaded. You can once again purchase multiple armory slots. I'm going to let you guys read this because I have not encountered every single one of these bugs, and you might not have seen all of them either, but that is something to know. Then that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, 40.2. That's when the exchange opens earlier, and I'm assuming that's when the gold store name will come in, or are they just calling it that for now? I'm really not sure, but it's a lot of new things, and I apologize for not being fully educated on this entire update, but as you can understand, I've got Tomatech seeing some things that are not 100% lining up with what we're seeing in game. Then we've got update notes from a week ago being referred to today. And I'm not mad at anybody here. If Epic wants to give us a 1 week heads up on updates, that's awesome. Giving us some time to mentally prepare is really, really sweet. Then backloading all of our collection book rewards is amazing. Extra flux is fantastic. I understand that I am sitting on a dragon's hoard of flux over here. This is a truly gargantuan amount, but making this easier for new players is amazing. I have never held this insane amount of flux as any kind of status. This is just a guy who's been buying 50 every week for like 5 or 6 years. It's just what happens. I think everybody should have as much flux as is reasonable to give to the player without breaking the game, and it seems like they've gone ahead and addressed that. This is not a lot of superchargers. They are still barely handing these out, and these are not the compensation superchargers from when the game goes free to play. So we'll still have at least one of each coming up with, I think it's like 5 survivor superchargers or something. So that's gonna be cool. I don't think we got the 10,000 gold from this, although if you're watching this before the season changes over, safe cracking is still available, and that's like 9,000 gold just waiting for you. So yeah. If I missed anything, I will comment down below, but I've had a lot of information to get through, so that's possible. I'm going to recycle these on my own time, but yeah, there are going to be a lot more manuals and designs in my inventory now, which is great to see. So there you go. Comment down below any questions. I'll cover any things to add in daily videos or the pinned comment down below. If you guys want to support me, once again, battle passes are like tripled when they're coming out. So if you want to use my code, I'd appreciate it a lot. I get like 15% of that in real life dollars. That's an amazing way to support my channel financially for no extra cost to you. So that's it. I'm out of here. 20-minute update videos. A lot to go through, but I'm pretty excited about it. I think this is good for the game, and hope you guys are excited too. Subscribe.